Moon's turning silver, night giving up its hold. Sky don't make a promise, it just lets go of the cold. Coffee on the counter, steam rising slow. Nothing feels dramatic, but everything feels whole. Street outside is waking, engines start to roll. Another day ain't asking if I paid my toll. No crowd at the window, no headline in the air. Just sunlight on the hardwood and quiet everywhere. I used to wait for fireworks, for something loud and proud. But peace don't always enter through a cheering crowd. This is dawn without applause, no victory parade, just a heart that kept on beating through every mistake I made. No spotlight on the moment, no anthem in the hall, just a brand new morning that don't demand it all. I ain't who I was at midnight, and I don't need to be. Some lessons come like thunder, some come quietly. There's strength in steady breathing, there's grace in standing tall. You don't need a standing ovation to rise after a fall. Let the sun climb slowly, let the past be still. You don't have to conquer to know you will. Single expressing guitar bend leading into final chord. This is dawn without applause, no medals in my hand, just another chance at living and a place to stand. If nobody's watching, that's all right with me. I've got enough light breaking to finally see. in neon shine. Platform empty, air runs cold. Stories waiting to be told. Ticket folded in my hand. No one here to understand. Every mile hums the same, calling out my name. Midnight train home, riding through the undertone. City lights drift away, but the blues still stay. Midnight train home, every mile I roam. Windows shaking with the sound, lost and found and spinning round. Faces blurred in passing light, worms fainting light. Used to run from what I knew. Every shadow, every truth. Now I let the engine cry as the dark rolls by. Midnight train home, riding through the undertone. City breathing slow and wide, rolling by my side. Midnight train home, never quite alone. Low harmonica call, echo down the metal wall. Soft snare tapping time like a distant sign. No more fighting where I've been. No more drowning in the din. If the road is all I own, let it lead me home. chairs upside down on the tables, floor still smelling like gin. Last call died an hour ago, but the night ain't settling in. Neon sign, half-hearted flicker, buzzing soft and low. Like it's trying not to wake what it already knows. There's a glass with lipstick fading on the corner of the bar. There's a song still hanging in the air from an out-of-tune guitar. Laughter stuck between the walls, like it don't know where to land. Every shadow in this room still reaching for a hand. And I swear I hear your footsteps in the space between the chords, but it's just the wood and whiskey settling into the boards. It's just an empty bar echo calling back your name. Every word we never finished, still burning like a flame. No crowd left to drown it, no jukebox left to play, just an empty bar echo that won't fade away. Mirror behind the bottles shows a man I almost know. He looks quieter than he did a couple hours ago. Tip jar full of silence, stage light cold and blue. Funny how a room can feel like it's missing you. Some nights leave a bruise, some nights leave a trace, some nights leave an echo you can't erase. sustained notes, wide spacing between phrases, gentle vibrato and expressive bends. I monitor the answers, the guitar and call and response phrasing, notes held longer than expected. Air and silence become part of the arrangement. Subtle Hebert organ pad fades in, guitar melody expands higher on the neck, one emotional peak bend, then release. Single repeating motif, softer each repetition. No dramatic resolution. Last note held, slowly decaying into NBI. Morning leaning on the sky, soft gray light drifting by, street lights fading one by one, night and I are almost done. Footsteps on the quiet street, yesterday beneath my feet. No more running from the sound of what I found. When the city the silence breaks, I don't lose the night, it stays inside. When the city breeze through the turning leaves, every shade of blue carries through. Windows opening above, somewhere someone's speaking love. Coffee cups and closing doors, different than before. Whiskey doesn't call my name, it was never blamed, just a shadow passing through, like I do. When the city waits, nothing really breaks. All the dark I walked alone brought me home. When the daylight shows what the midnight knows, every scar I own has grown. I'm not soft and low, like a truth I didn't know. Every note I used to play led me here today. No more fighting with the blue, it was always true. The night was never meant to end, just to end. When the city wakes and the morning breaks, I don't leave the night behind, it's intertwined. When the sun appears through the quiet years, every after hours torn built this home. Streetlights gone, but something stays. In the early haze, when the city waits. gentle vibrato. It's Heartache bends that resolve slowly. Guitar repeats motif with slight variation. A modern answers softly in call and response phrasing, long pauses between lines. Subtle hemmed organ pad fades in underneath. Guitar moves higher up the neck. One emotional peak bends sustained over rhythm section. Rain and end slightly increases in texture. Solo guitar, red by vessation. Notes allowed to decay fully. Silence used intentionally between phrases. Guitar plays soft supporting chords. Brushes return gently, gently. There's a man on the corner with a beat-up case, got 6 steel strings and a tired face. Street light shining on worn-out shoes. Whole block listening to the blue on the corner blues. Neon signs hum. City keeps talking, but the music cuts through the drum. Cones in a paper cup shaking, rhythm in his right hand. He ain't asking for mercy, just playing what he can. He don't need a stage light, don't need a name and gold. Got a story in every bend, every note he holds. Blue on the corner, under midnight sky. Every chord confession, every riff don't lie. No spotlight waiting, no velvet road. Just a little amplifier and a pocket full of hope. Some folks pass like strangers, some stop and stay a while. Some see just another busker, some hear a broken child. But when he hits that turnaround and lets that high note cry, even the city slows down like it understands why. Heartbeat rhythm, concrete floor. He plays like he ain't got nothing the Saturday night. No record deal coming, no headline news, just the truth bringing out in the blue on the corner blues.
Whiskey resting in my hand, like it understands every scar I never showed, every place I didn't go. Street light bleeding through the blind, painting shadows on my mind. City humming soft and low, like an old blues radio. Glass half full of blues tonight, amber burning soft and bright. I don't fight it like before, I just let it wash the floor. Every memory comes and goes, like the smoke that slowly rolls. It ain't healing, it ain't wrong, it's just where I belong. Used to curse the midnight air, now I pull up a chair. Let the silence take its time, like a slow and honest rhyme. That old jukebox down the street still plays Heartbreak on repeat, but I hear it different now, don't ask me how. Glass half full of blues tonight, no more running from the light. Every crack inside my soul finally feels whole. Every echo in the room doesn't spare our doom. It's just another song I've been singing all along. Soft snare tapping like before, guitar crying through the door. The morning just dance the air like a whispered prayer. No more begging for the dawn, no more wishing you were gone. If the blues are all I've known, I'll call them home. Glass half full of blues tonight, city wrapped in silver light. Every tear that used to fall doesn't scare me now at all. Whiskey warm against my chest, I don't need a second guess. If the night stays long and slow, I'll let it flow. Just me in this quiet room and a glass half full of blues.
Sky is heavy, dark and wide, but something's shifting deep inside. Street lights flicker one by one, like they know the night is done. Coffee steaming, empty hands, footsteps tracing silent plans. No more racing with regret, no more unpaid debt. Right before the dawn, when the night feels long, there's a quiet in the air, saying hold on. Right before the light breaks the black and white, there's a truth you can't deny. You survive. Taxi headlights passing slow, like a river steady flow. Every corner that I knew feels a little new. Whiskey doesn't call my name, doesn't need to numb the flame. There's a calm I can't explain, like gentle rain. Right before the dawn, you can carry on. Every shadow on the wall doesn't fall. Right before the day washes blue solid ground. Every note I used to play, let me hear today. No more hiding from the sky, no more asking why. If the blues are part of me, let them be. Every mile I walked alone made me strong. Right before the light, everything feels right. Not because the pain is gone, shaking under my feet, neon fire in the summer heat, city breathing hard and fast, every shadow from the past, taxi horns and siren cries, truth reflected in my eyes. I've been running for
flame, but it knows my name. Every line, every scar made me who we are. Steel and soul cut out tonight, sparks flying in the light. Every wound I used to hide, burning bright inside. Steel and soul, heart and bone, I don't stand alone. If the blues are in my veins, let them break these chains. Street lights flicker golden blue, every lie I once called true. Whiskey burning in my chest, put my demons to the test. No more drowning in regret, no more unpaid debt. Every note I bend and play takes the fear away. Steel and soul collide tonight, black and white ignite. Every crack inside my skin lets the fire in. Steel and soul, loud and clear, I don't disappear. If the night wants one more song, I'll play it strong. Stripping down to flesh and bone, all the lies I've ever known. A running crew begins to cry like it won't deny. Then the guitar slowly climbs through the cracks and through the grime, building heat and rising tone, claiming what I Steel and soul collide tonight, city wrapped in electric light. Every scar I used to fear brought me here. Steel and soul, strong and true, nothing left to prove. If the blues are what I own, this is home.
Smoke still hanging in the air, echoes drifting everywhere. City lights begin to blur, like they've forgotten who we were.
Ashes falling soft and slow from a flame I used to know. No more fighting with the night, no more trying to be right. After the fire burns away, what is left is here to stay. Not the heat, not the flame, just a quiet name. After the fire fades to gray, I can finally say every scar that left a mark, left a spark. Empty glass upon the bar doesn't feel so far from the man I used to be. Lost in urgency, now the silence feels alive, doesn't cut like a knife. Every breath is slow and deep, like the city's half asleep. After the fire burns away, night turns into day. Not in light, not in sound, but in solid ground. After the fire leaves the room, there's a different tune. Not as loud, not as wide, reconciled. No more running from the blue. It was always true. The flame was never meant to last, only to outgrow the past. Our night in pain begins to cry, not in pain, just goodbye. I don't fear the night. Every shadow on the wall doesn't fall. After the fire cools to stone, I am not alone. If the blues still walk with me, they walk free.
There's a photograph in my pocket, They're just warning things. Used to feel like a wound, now it feels like skin. Time don't erase the story, it just softens the flame. What once burned like a wildfire now just glows your name. I remember how the streetlights caught the gold in your hair, how the silence felt electric, just standing here. Back when every small forever felt too strong to die. Funny how the loudest love fades the quietest out. I don't chase it, I don't fight it, I just let it be. Some memories ain't anchors, some set you free. It's a slow burn memory, not a raging fire, just a little steady ember of a past desire. Don't need to hold it, don't need to hide, it can sit right here beside me, and I'll be alright. I've been places since we ended, seen the sun come up alone, learned that broken road still lead you home. There's no bitterness in this now, no shadow in the door, just a warmth that visits like it's been here before. Every love leaves something, even when it goes. Sometimes it leaves a lesson, sometimes it leaves
to chase the bright light, shining on a stage. Thought if they could see me, I could turn the page. But applause is just a moment, echoes fade too fast, and silence tells you louder. What's built to last? I've been loud in crowded rooms, smiling through the noise. Measured my own worth by other people's voice. But peace don't come in neon, or headlines in a frame. Sometimes it's just a quiet heart, not needing a name. No more proving, no more fight, just breathing in the night. I don't need no spotlight, don't need the world to see. If the truth is burning steady, that's enough for me. No stage light on my shadow, no banner in the sky, just a little honest living, and I'm satisfied. There's freedom in the background, there's strength in standing still. Not every fire needs witnesses to prove it's real. I ain't dimming who I am, I just don't need the glare. Some things grow much stronger when nobody's there. let the crowd decide. I found something better on the inside. Single sustained guitar, no. I don't need no spotlight shining in my eyes. Got a steady little flame that don't need disguise. If the night's the only witness to the life I live, that's more than enough for the peace it gives.
There's whiskey on the table, but I don't need a drink. Just watching how the amber catches light and makes me think. Used to drown the silence, used to chase the burn. Now I let it sit there and let the night turn. A window cracked for midnight, even though it's dawn. Funny how the dark still lingers after it is gone. Smoke don't fill the room now, just a memory in the air. Some habits fade to shadows when you stop needing them there. I ain't fighting who I was, I ain't ashamed of that. Every road I ever took is how I found my back. There's whiskey on the table, but I'm steady on my own. The night can keep its secrets, I don't need to be alone. No spotlight in the mirror, no ghost left to chase, just a quiet kind of freedom in this small dim place. morning climbing high, but part of me still understands the language of goodbye. Not every scar's a burden, not every tear's a fall. Some nights build the backbone that lets you stand it all. If the dark comes back around like it always does, I'll leave a chair open for who I was. Single expressive bins I've been. There's whiskey on the table, but I don't need the flame. I've learned how to sit with silence without calling out your name. Let the neon flicker somewhere, let the midnight run. I've made my peace with shadows, and I'm not undone.
Place in every city where the night doesn't move. Standing where the shadows cross, counting what I've gained and lost. Midnight breathing down my coat, cold wind wrapping round my throat. fading block by block, heartbeat ticking like a clock. Somewhere far a siren cries, like it knows what silence hides. Between two streetlights I remain, half in fire, half in rain. City shining, heart held tight, trying to outrun the night. No one sees, no one knows how the quiet deeper grows. I'm not broken, I just hide between the dark and city light. Footsteps echo down the line, memories I can't decline. Every window passing by holds a different alibi. Whiskey warmth inside my chest doesn't help, just does its best. Every glow on every wall feels like I could lose it all. Between two streetlights I remain, half in pleasure, half in pain. City shining, heart held tight, trying to outrun the night. No one sees, no one knows how the quiet deeper grows. I'm not lonely, just confined between the past and what's behind. Soft guitar begins to cry. On Monaco, ask me why. Every road I try to choose leads me back into the blues. No more running from the sound of my name without a crowd. If I stay or if I go, this is all I've ever between two streetlights I remain, half in healing, half in rain. City breathing slow and wide, like it's standing by my side. No more hiding from the night, no more fighting every light. I'm not lost, I'm just alive. Between the dark where I survive. Streetlights flicker one by one. Night's not over, but I'm done.
dresser, glowing red. 317, no traffic in my head. But I can't find sleep. Sheets twisted like my thoughts, window cracked for air. City breathing somewhere far, but it ain't in here. Every sound is louder now. Fridge hum, distant train. Memories don't knock no more, they just say my name. Ceiling fan keeps circling like it's trying to pretend. I ain't scared of the dark. I'm scared of what it shows. When there's nothing left to drown it and nowhere left to go. At 3:17 a.m. The curtains paints the wall in blue. Funny how the smallest light can make you see the truth. I've been running from reflection, keeping busy, staying loud, but you can't outrun your shadow when there ain't no crowd. Maybe rest ain't sleeping. Maybe rest is true. Maybe peace ain't silence. Maybe peace is you. Single guitar band, long sustained. Taillights bleeding in the rain, red lines running down the glass, city breathing through the speakers like it don't want me to pass. Engine humming low and faithful, like it knows what I can't say. Every mile a quiet mercy, pulling me away. I left a glass half full of midnight, left a shadow on that chair, left some words I never finished, floating in the smoky air. Radio plays something lonesome, soft enough to let me think about the things we almost held in the space between each blink. Every street light feels like judgment, every corner knows my name, but the road don't ask for answers, it just rolls the same. There's smoke in the rear view, fading into gray. What burned behind me don't have to stay. No siren, no need to explain. I'm just chasing quiet through the rain. Billboards watching like old witnesses, neon trembling in the dark. I ain't running from a fire, just protecting a spark. Hand steady on the wheel now, breathing slower than before. Some goodbyes don't need a door. There's smoke in the rear view, but the road is clear. Every mile puts distance between doubt and fear. If the night forgives me by the break of day, I'll let what's behind me drift away. Windows cracked for cold air, let the last of it escape. Some memories fade slow, some evaporate. Smoke in the rear view, turning into dawn. What hurt like hell at midnight, by morning's gone. No spotlight waiting, no crowd to cheer. Street lights flicker, holding on like they're not ready to be gone. Sky is fading into gray, but the dark still finds a way. Coffee shops begin to glow, but I'm not ready yet to go. There's a silence in between where I've always been. Still the night inside my chest, not a fight, not a test, just a rhythm, soft and low, that I've come to know. Still the night behind my eyes, in the space where memory lies, not completely gone away, not quite dead. Taxi tires on wet stone, everyone is heading home. I could follow, I could stay, either way. Whiskey glass now empty and dry, no more need to ask me why. Some things never fully leave, they just breathe. Still the night inside my veins, not in loss, not in chains, just a shadow made of blue passing through. Still the night coming slow, like a truth I always know. Even when the sun appears, lingers here. The fire burned, the smoke is cleared every doubt I used to fear. But the dark was never wrong, it made me strong. Makes the broken pieces whole, not a place I run away, but where I stay. Still the night soft and deep, walking with me in a sleep. Even when the daylight starts, it leaves its mark. After the last light fades away and the sky turns pale to gray, there's a space that still remains in the quiet veins. Footsteps echo down the ride, shadows thin against the wall. Morning doesn't feel so loud without the crowd. After the last light, there's no wrong or right, just a gentle tone I call my own. After the last light, no more need to fight every shade of blue feels true. Coffee cool on the stove, dust dancing slow, window cracked to let it in, where the night is bed. I don't miss the heavy air or the weight of despair, but I keep the quiet flame just the same. After the last light, I don't lose the night. It settles in my bones like undertones. After the last light, everything feels right, but because it's gone, but because it's strong. Every spark inside the dark wasn't there to pull me down, just to turn around. Well, muddied the binge one final sigh, soft goodbye.
neon flickers like it's losing faith outside this bar on 8th and Main. I got a glass that don't judge my hands and a heart don't complain. Smoke hangs low like a quiet hymn, rising to a ceiling stain. I ain't talking to heaven tonight, just whispering through the pain. I don't need a church bell ringing, don't need a choir in white, just this slow blue chord beneath me and the mercy of the night. Every scar I ever carried, every bridge I let burn down, they don't feel so loud and heavy when the city ain't around. Maybe forgiveness ain't a word, maybe it's just letting go. Maybe peace ain't something shining, maybe it's this afterglow. This is my lone neon prayer, no spotlight, nobody there, just the man in a midnight tone, trying not to feel alone. If somebody's listening, they don't have to answer me. I'll find a little grace in this blue lit honesty. I've been loud, I've been reckless, I've been wrong more times than right. But tonight I ain't defending, I'm just standing in the light of a broken sign still buzzing, like it's got something to say. Even cracked things keep on glowing till the dark gives way. This is my low neon prayer, no saints hanging in the air, just the hum of a worn out amp and a soul laid bare. If redemption's just a whisper floating through the smoke somewhere, let it find me sitting quiet in this low neon prayer. Ain't asking for forever, ain't asking to be saved, just a little steady breathing in the choices that I've made. Guitar sustains final note, a morning church